Welcome to this stretching video. So this is going to be like a stretch along, so you can follow this along at home. It's only going to be short because basically I've done so many different like online like yoga and stretch sessions, and some of them they're like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and I ain't got time to be doing that after I've done a Zwift session or a ride. So I've basically condensed all my favourite kind of stretches that I find the most effective into like a really short 4 or 5, 6 minute stretch routine. Also, I would say that any of the stretches that I find that, like, if there's an area that feels a little bit tighter than normal, I will spend a little bit longer on that stretch. So I would recommend the same for you. And I should point out, I am not a qualified like yoga instructor or anything like that. These are just things that have helped me, and hopefully they will help you. So first one, let's go. This is called downward dog. So this is what I just do to start off and just stretch. You just want to bend down and then just kind of like walk out your calves, if that makes sense. And the next one that I do is called runner's lunge. I think I don't know all the names, but so you just want to put one foot forward and then just stretch. One thing that I learned from doing yoga is like breathing into poses. That sounds odd, but if anything's feeling tight or sore, the deeper your breath, the more that you can stretch, like the deeper the stretch that you can get. So I would recommend doing that. Also that, I don't have a humpback, it's the microphone. I have to take it out when I'm laying on my back. And then switch. I would also recommend, I always put 2 songs on and I just basically stretch for the length of those 2 songs. So you don't have to do 40 minutes every day. I think it's better to do 5 or 6 minutes every day than just 1 session a week. So hopefully my like lazy stretch along will encourage you to do it. And then when I've done that, I've forgotten I always forget this next one. Oh yeah. And then you just want to kneel one down, the one forward, and then just stretch. This, when I first started, sorry you can't really see me, when I first started, I found this so painful, and the more that I've stretched, the easier the stretches become. So if things feel a little bit tight at the start, just be really gentle and don't force your body to do anything it doesn't want to do. Also as well, one side, my left side is a lot tighter than the other. I don't know why that is, but that is common. Oh. It's weird because even though it's like not painful, it's actually like a nice feeling because I just feel like it's like a really good deep stretch. So I know I'll feel better after it. And then when I've done that, this is called, I think it's called pigeon pose. So you just want to put one knee in front of the other, lean back, and then ideally you want to get your face on the floor. So that's how you can, you know, if you can, either put your just forearms on the floor, or if you want a deeper stretch, then get your face on the floor. You see, this is why I'm not like a yoga instructor. Like what yoga instructor would tell you to like get your face on the floor? So if you can, do it. This stretch is really good for like glutes and hips. All the stretches that I'm going to be doing are hips, glutes, calves. That's pretty much it. That's everything that I find, especially after Zwift, can get quite tight. You just want to switch around. Also, get a good mat. I mean, you can use a towel. I mean, this was, I think it was £20 something from Decathlon, but it's really nice. I really like it. And I always tend to put my mat next to my turbo so that as soon as I get off the turbo, I'm just stood on the mat and I'm like, oh, I probably should stretch. And then when you've done that, you want to switch around to the other leg, and then you want to lift the back leg and grab it with the opposite hand. I can do this easy one side, the other side is a little bit more difficult. But again, if it's painful, like really painful, don't do it, but the aim is to try and get your foot to touch your bum. And this is a stretch down the front, I guess down the front towards your quad. But you can feel it, oh, it's such a really, really good stretch. And the more you do it, the more flexible you will become, but it's just initially getting it started. Okay, switch legs. Right, this is the one that I can't always do. Okay, that's not so bad. But this side, oh, it's so much tighter. Oh. So I would probably spend a little bit longer doing this side, which I will do today actually. And then you want, like I was saying before, breathe into the stretch. So if something's painful, just take really deep breaths and it will make you get into the stretch more. Does that make sense? And remember to breathe. Like when I started doing this, I just would kind of like hold my breath, but you want to make sure you breathe in so that you get a better stretch. Okay, when you've done that, you want to push all the way back and just put your knees like maybe the width of the mat, and then just pull all the way back and then just like sink down. And then you also then, if you want an extra stretch to open your hips, just like move really slowly side to side. I'm trying to get my mic not to touch the floor. And again, trying, if you want to get your face on the floor, go for it. So you can probably hear my heavy breathing. And then when you've done that, I'm going to get onto the hamstrings, my favourite. Right, so the thing with this is to stretch. Make sure you're stretching the hamstring and not just bending your back. So many people will just try and like say, oh, I can get my head, you know, I can touch my toes by just moving my back. Whereas you want to keep your back straight up, almost like a ballerina. And then flex your foot and then stretch. My hamstrings get very, very tight. I don't stretch them enough. And then switch legs. Oh. So yeah, try and keep your almost like chest upright rather than just like scooping down. You get a way better stretch. Like I say, you're so much better off doing this small thing every day than following one that's 30, I think, than following one 30 minutes once a week. The more consistent you are, the better, as you'll see from my last video. And then when we've done that, we're gonna spin around to the side again. And then, oh, hang on, I need to take my mic from my back. Okay. So yeah, you wanna cross your leg. Hi. You wanna cross your leg and over the opposite knee, and then just pull on, not pull on, but just grab your shin. And if you can't reach your shin, just kind of, you could just pull on your thigh, and then switch. look, my left, oh God, my left one is so much tighter. God. Hi. And then, you're pretty much done, that is it. So sometimes after as well, I will just kind of sit and, put my mic there, and I will just sit and just stretch out like that. And then that is pretty much it. So I hope you found that helpful, and let me know how you get on in the comments. If you did want to like just save or bookmark the video, and then you can always come back to it, just follow along once you have, when you finish your Zwift or when you come back in for a ride. I mean, there are some really, like, I'll leave a couple of links to the longer stretch videos, but these are the stretches that I find the most efficient. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next video. Was it knee? Oh God, my bum's practically out, I'm sorry. Should be at the front of the wall really, I don't want you to have to see. These shorts are a little bit revealing.